Hi there. Well, it must be July because I just received my shipment from Llewellyn's for 2026's astrology. Like all of my astrology calendars, all the stuff that I use throughout the year. I keep having to redo this video because I keep flipping the package so that you see my address on the front of this thing. Y'all don't need to know where I live. It's not exciting. It's really not. So, I'm really excited about this because first of all, it's been a little while since I've done a reviewed show, since I've done a reviewed episode, and it's been even longer since I have reviewed the astrology stuff that I purchase every year. So I usually do a pre-order through Llewellyn's for my astrology stuff for the upcoming year, you know. And the pre-order starts, I think this year I ordered mine in May. It could have been June. I don't know. I did it I was a little off this year. Anyway, it usually comes the end of June, early July is when it actually arrives for the next year. And it's so exciting. It is exciting. So let's get into this. Let's do this together. And I'm sure there's going to be things that I forget to tell you about, so I'll probably have to splice in some explanations and stuff. But here we are opening this together. And I am not going to wreck this by flipping it over and showing everybody my address. I don't know why I didn't black it out, but I didn't. So whatever. All right, I will flip this though. I could have gotten a pack of scissors. Oh, great. My address is on this part too. That's awesome. Okay, so we'll just do, woohoo! It's Christmas in July. Okay, very, very excited. Okay, packing slip. Let's put that over there. Something felt weird. Okay. Oh my gosh, they packaged this differently. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, so I ordered the wall calendar. That's a must. The moon sign, the daily planetary guide, which I've been using a lot in 2025, and the pocket calendar. The pocket calendar does remind me of Maynard's, and I think that I said this a few years ago when I reviewed these calendars. The astrologer that got me into astrology, because she was just like, I can't believe you're a numerologist that doesn't like astrology or doesn't want to study astrology. She's the one that got me into this, but she got me into these little pocket calendars by Maynard, Jim Maynard. I think that's how you say his name. But it was wonderful, but he stopped making them in 2019. So he didn't have them for 2020. It just upset me. I was like, I just got addicted to these. I just got into these. So yeah, that was really sad. Okay, that was a quick little interruption. We had a little tussle with the felines. It disturbed the canine. So now, in order to keep the peace, Mercury is just gonna be here apparently. I don't know. Shouldn't inhibit the review, but we'll see. Yeah. Okay, so as I was saying, Maynard's. And while I was up clearing up the tussle, I did find one of the old Maynard's because I do keep them. I'm a nut. I keep all of my astrology calendars. Yes. So this was Maynard's pocket astrologer, Jim Maynard's. And just the explanations that they had in this, again, I don't know why I'm showing you this because you can't get them anymore. But I wanted to show you how it's very, very similar because you can see all the aspects here. It's very, very similar to this pocket astrological calendar. And I gotta tell you, all of these calendars have pretty much the same information in them, slight differences. Obviously, the moon sign book is going to be more emphasizing the moon, right? the astrological, the big astrological calendar is just, god dang, I mean, just the little bit that I've seen is so beautiful. And the planetary guide, these two are just really, really great for traveling. They are. They're fantastic. They're great for traveling. But this calendar, a little bit larger, it has a lot, it has almost the same information that this one does. It's amazing. It's fantastic. If you guys, some of you may know me a little, or maybe not at all, I don't know. Or maybe you know me a lot. But you know, I usually overpack when I travel. Yeah. So I keep this one in my backpack all the time. All the time. Just in case I forget to pack this one when I am traveling. And it seems to be happening a lot this year. I don't know why. I keep going on all these little short trips. So this is just, it's fantastic for me to have, and especially when I'm going to someone's house or business to do a clearing, I like to have the calendar just to do reference, okay, just for a reference point. I think during the tussle that someone moved my light, so we're just gonna move that back. Yeah, thank you, Mary. It's a good thing y'all are really cute. I'm just saying. So, this calendar is, it is chock full of information. It definitely packs a punch. It is really just, I mean, I don't know how to sell these calendars because I want to oversell them, okay? In the back, there's an ephemeris that's really small. I'm going to have to get my glasses back out. I do have them sitting here. In the back is an ephemeris. We love to have that as reference material. And this does have, like, again, all the aspects, everything that you're looking for. And it goes, it's week by week. And this one is like, okay, this is great. On this one, we have March 10th, 2026, and Jupiter goes direct on that day. And with Jupiter going direct, we have it in Eastern Standard Time and Pacific Time. That almost sounded like I was saying specific, but it's Pacific. So that's, I mean, this is, again, fantastic information. Fantastic information. Did you guys actually turn the light up when y'all were fighting? I mean, it was like crazy. I did like pause the camera. So whatever. But this is really, it is an amazing, amazing calendar. I like it because it does have a lot of information in it, has a lot of good information in it. It does not have explanations of the aspects. It doesn't have an explanation of what, like, trine and what conjunction, what opposition, all those things mean. It doesn't have that in here. It does give, like, again, with the ephemeris, but it does tell you when the planets are going retrograde. It gives you nice, like, lineup of that. It tells you when the moon's void, of course. This is something that right there, I live for that, because it tells me, like, again, when the planets are all going retrograde for the year, and it gives me an idea of, like, how action-packed one area of the year is going to be with, like, let's call it retrograde season. You know, are the retrogrades going to be spread out throughout the year, or are they all going to be clumped up like they are here? I like to look at that, you know, for the year coming. And all of these at the bottom of this are all asteroids. This is what we're looking at right here, is just the planets. So very interesting. It does have a symbol key, so it's pretty basic. I think this is really good for people that are intermediate or really professional. This is fantastic. This one, this particular book has all the information that this one does. It has almost all the information that this one does, unless they've made changes, but it has almost all the information that this one does, with the exception of, like, just a few things. But this is a fantastic calendar. It's really great because it gives you all the introductions. So it talks about all the planets in the beginning, which also, again, unless they've changed something, this calendar does. It has every year. So we go through all the planets, then we line up and we see which planets are like feminine, masculine, because it goes through the polarities, it goes through the qualities and the elements. So we're looking and seeing what planets are masculine and feminine, what's cardinal, fixed, and mutable, and what's fire, earth, air, and water. So it's kind of neat. It gives you all of that information. Then we move to the houses. I love this, especially for somebody who is a beginner or even an intermediate experienced astrologer, but just like, just to have some refresher, right? Just to have this as a reference on you all the time. So here's all the houses. Here's the aspects, like I was telling you, where we have the conjunction, sextile, square, trine, quincunx, and opposition. And very, very nice explanations, okay? Then we have the transits, where it's talking about like what that planet does in transit. Mercury, this is retrograde planets, and really it covers a lot of just Mercury retrograde, because Mercury goes retrograde more than any other planet. Yeah, like 3 times, sometimes 4 times a year. Isn't that special? So special. So this is planets in retrograde. Then we have the moon void, of course, the moon influence. Then we have what the different signs in, like when the moon is in that sign, what it's like. Eclipse dates, also very important. I like to know when the eclipses are going to be for the next year. And especially if we're seeing a change of like what signs are on the ecliptic, so it's really, really cool. So, new moons and full moons, we like that information. This is also typically in the big calendar, this planetary motions. At retrograde planets, we have the same scaled down version here because it doesn't have the asteroids. And yeah, then we go to the weekly forecasts, kind of neat. Tells you where like a lot of the planets are going to be and what's going on, like where the planets are moving. Yeah. And some of the outer planets, the more outer planets, aren't moving as much. They're in 2026. They did a lot of moving this year in 2025. So then we have, that's sort of again, like the predictions. So we're going to move through that pretty quickly. Then we move to like, here's the actual calendar with all of the aspects. Oh my gosh, it's fantastic information. It is truly, truly fantastic information. And I love it. I love it because look, you can see exactly what's going on. Okay, here we have, and I need to get my glasses on, Mars entering, can't see that, Pisces. Okay, so Mars is entering Pisces on March 2nd, 2026. It gives the time, 9:16 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then we have Pacific on the outside. I almost said specific again. Kind of crazy. Then we have the moon in Leo square Uranus in Taurus at the beginning. See that? So lot of information. We do really love that here. I mean, and in the back we have full month, like month at a glance calendars. Yeah, this is a nice calendar. This is a really nice calendar. Then we move on and we have an ephemeris in the back here. So we also have the ephemeris for each month. This is a fantastic calendar for someone who travels or for someone who is a beginner or an intermediate. You know, it's my arm that you're rubbing up against. Yeah. So it really is a fantastic calendar for everyone. Everyone. Even if you're just getting started in astrology or if you've been in this for like 40 years. This is fantastic, and it's great if you are traveling a lot. Or if you're not, it's awesome to leave open at your desk every day. The moon sign calendar, because we know I am obsessed with the moon. I even am wearing my little moon pendant today. Oh, I know you probably can't see it right there. Moon sign calendar. In the beginning of the book, it does have the week at a glance. So, and it has some nice little like quotes by people. This one is from Cicely Tyson. This one is from, I gotta put my glasses on. I was hoping I could just glance at them. I can't see. Yeah. Oh, but I mean, it's really nice to have, like, you know, I can see it better up there. Is that Charlotte Bronte? It is. So there's a quote from Charlotte Bronte in May, or the end of the week is in May. So this is a nice little part of that. This is, I will tell you, the moon sign book is very much an almanac. Okay? It is very much an almanac. And I'm telling you that because you have, like, you know, the phases of the moon, like everything in here is all by the moon. Gardening by the moon, very important, because when you're looking at this, like, this is for, I'm just going to go ahead and put the glasses on. I cannot see. I know, it's so sad. And I had to take them off when I was chasing nose goons. And that worked really well. Okay, these glasses go over my headband. Okay, so this is for what to plant when. So eggplant, you want to plant it at the second quarter of the moon in Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or Libra. Which does surprise me that we're planting in Libra, because typically you don't want to plant in an air sign. But I don't know about that particular plant. So this is a companion planting guide, what grows well together. I'm telling you, this thing is full of information. The moon void, of course, and it gives a table in every single month when the moon is void, of course. Then we move on. Yeah, moon aspects. Okay, this is typically pretty good. It gives you a lot of information about an Aquarius moon and a Pisces moon. So fantastic. What moon's like in fire sign, and water signs, and air signs. Yeah. All right. So then we want to take a look and see, like, in each month. So in each month, you can see all these activities, and you can see the dates that would be that it would be acceptable to do this. So breaking bad habits, no ideal dates. Wow. So January is not the time to break, ideal time to break bad habits. Isn't that interesting? What I like to follow this a lot is haircuts. Haircuts to decrease growth, haircuts to increase growth. And there's the dates that are in January of 2026. And of course it goes all the way through December. And here is more of a breakdown, okay? Like when you should do things, and it'll tell you specific times. So we've got going to the dentist. Oh yes, that's very interesting, isn't it? And like what times you should do it. Fillings should be done in the third or fourth quarters of the sign. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Pisces, and the same applies for dentures. Now, let me tell you, you cannot live your life by this. All right, this is a guideline. It is. And I will tell you why. Because here we have haircuts, and this is like an important one to me, because it even talks about permanence, straightening, and hair coloring. Now, with that, thank you, Mercury. With that being said, they really like tore up my whole area when they were fighting. With this being said, I have gotten my hair highlighted in a time that was not favorable to the moon, and it's been fine. It really has. When I have gotten my hair done when the moon is in Taurus or Leo and trying to, or sextile to Venus, not Mars, my hair has been fantastic. So I'm telling you that when you follow this, it's not like engraved in stone. It's just the most optimal time for it. Okay? You do not have to like give up medical treatment for your eyes because the moon is in an unavoidable aspect to Mars. Yeah. So, like, think about that. Okay? So it goes through quite a bit, actually. Then we go to, oh, well, that's a learning curve. Then this is what I like. Seeing the moon table for January. And you can see when the moon is fruitful, barren, semi-fruitful. It's pretty neat. It really is pretty neat. Okay, so moving on back, then we get to one of my favorite parts. Oh, well, all right, you've seen this before, the retrograde dates, the little chart, and the nice little grid there that you can see exactly when everything's going to be retrograde. Egg setting dates, dates to hunt and fish, dates to destroy weeds and pests. Mercury, please don't mess with my lighting again. Weather forecasts. This is fantastic. Looking at your zone where you live, this is really important. And it's important for more than just one almanac, but it's really important for this one. And it'll help you figure out the weather for that time period. Now, oh, and this is like a prediction area, the economic forecast. Then we move into new and full moons. This is something I use the heck out of, is the new and full moons. So this one, Friday, April 17th, new moon in Aries, and it gives you a wonderful little breakdown. It gives you like what's going to happen, or it gives you some ideas of what's happening with Taurus, Gemini, Aquarius, and Pisces. Start jobs you can finish quickly and move on to the next. Well, that's important information to have, right? Then we have a cat that just is trying to stir up trouble with another cat. Then we have Libra, Capricorn, Cancer, Scorpio, and Virgo. Others may not respect. Others may not respect you. That's interesting. So there's a lot of information in this. A lot of information. I think that this is a magnificent book. I buy it every year. I keep it as reference. And I think that it is important reference material, okay? I keep it, and I keep it for every year. I have them, well, since I started studying astrology. So I have them all just lined up on my bookshelf. I know. I think it's important. Now, let's get to the big daddy. Look at this. Look at this. And this is a different packaging. This is very different. Usually this comes in plastic, but this has a flap. And it's not like in plastic like it usually is. So we're going to, Mary, I know. And it's very interesting. It is very interesting being up here with me. And I think there's never not a time that I'm covered in cat hair anymore. I know, but I just don't want your hair in all the sticky. Why don't you just sit right here with me? Yeah, I know, but I just want you to behave, okay? Can we do that? These nice people just need to see a behaved kitty. Or just a semi-behaved kitty? Can we just do that? Yeah. Okay, so this has a flap, which is new. It's new. And it's perforated. Look at that. So you can tear it off if it's in your way. I may leave it because, you know, when you hang these things, like when you get to like towards the end of the year, it's heavy on the hook. So I'll give it a little help with the, you know, the heaviness of it. Okay, let's take out the cardboard. This is edgy. Y'all, this is really edgy. This is some edgy artwork. I love it. This is some edgy artwork for 2026. Look at Scorpio. That is freaking awesome. That is freaking awesome. Like the ones for, okay, here we go. The ones for 2025, look at that. These are sort of like ethereal. They're not boring by any stretch of the imagination, but this is really edgy. I dig this. I dig it. Okay, so what we have here, again, let's just use Scorpio as an example because Scorpio is looking pretty badass here. But we have the horoscope for the month, you know, by sign over here. Then you'll see, of course, we have Mercury returning, trying to incite mouse. We have all the aspects and the moons, everything lining up right here. You know, again, I love this. I think that this is pretty impressive. It's a really awesome and amazing calendar. What I want to get to is the back. So I'm not going to flip through and show you all the pictures. Need to leave a little bit to the imagination because you saw most of them on the back here. But if you want to buy it, you know, I don't want to spoil a surprise. I know. So we have the same thing that we have in the spiral notebook, and this is the introduction to astrology, where we have all the explanation of all the planets. Then we have the second building block, if you will, the polarities, the qualities, and the elements. Then again, we go through all the signs telling you what they are, if they're masculine, feminine, if they're cardinal, mutable, or fixed, and if they're earth, air, water, or fire. Then we also have the aspects, and I gotta tell you, this is such good information. I have actually cut this out of old calendars so that I could have it as quick reference, along with the houses. Very, very good for beginners. Very good. The other thing, and we see, again, we've seen all of this information, especially in the spiral calendar, the spiral bound calendar. But what I love about this calendar in particular, well, it also has lunar gardening, so that's pretty amazing, is the aspect keywords. All right. So the aspect keywords will tell you what's happening when the sun is conjunct Neptune. Okay, so you see this is the sun and Neptune, and there's the conjunct, and it'll say, I've got to put the glasses back on, active imagination and inspiration. See, this is information that is good to have. All right, this is information that's good to have, and it's for every single planet. It's for every planet, every possible like aspect that could happen. So we go through the sun and every planet, the moon with everyone, Mercury, all of them. It's fantastic, and it's very important information. Then we have a small area, a page of travel and vacation forecasts, lunar activity and planting, and the ephemeris. So this is just like every year what you get from the Llewellyn's calendar. Okay, same stuff that you get in the spiral the spiral calendar and what you would expect to get, because you get it every year with this calendar. Here is fantastic information again, telling you how to use your calendar, what these things mean, the aspects, the planets, the zodiac signs, and it tells you where they are in each little square of the monthly calendar. And there's your list of eclipses, your retrograde planets, table of contents, when you're going to be able to see these planets. And I'm not even kidding. I'm bowled over by this artwork. It's pretty freaking awesome. It's real edgy, and I am digging it. I really am. I mean, this is really incredible. It is. So there we have it. There's your different takes of all of these calendars. I buy them every year because, well, I mean, this is my business, and I buy them every year because I use them for my clients. I use them when I travel. I use them to plant my garden. I use them for everything. And I really started in 2024, late last year. I started doing a crystal of the month after I took a break from this channel. I started a crystal of the month, and this calendar, like this set, okay, maybe not the whole set, really the moon calendar and the daily planetary guide have been fantastic in helping me choose the crystal of the month, along with some card decks that I have. So it really is awesome to have them. You don't have to buy these astrology calendars. They're just my favorite. You don't even have to buy all of these calendars. If I were to pick one, only one that I had to pick from, this is what I would choose. No matter where you are in your journey of studying astrology, this is exactly what I would choose. Or the wall calendar, if that's an easier thing. But for me, as much as I've been traveling lately, I would probably choose the daily planetary guide. I really make sure that I get the moon sign book every year, and I keep it as reference, because there's information in that doesn't just apply to the year. Okay? Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I really do. I will have in the description below how you can order from Llewellyn's. I have an account with them, but anybody can order from Llewellyn's. And they also have fantastic decks of cards. They have lots of stuff, lots of merchandise. It's not just about astrology calendars. So I do buy a lot of stuff from them, but the astrology calendars, it's the time of the year. It's, it's time for it. So I am going to be doing some more reviewed stuff, but it's been a little while since I've done, like I said, it's been a little while since I've done a reviewed with calendars. And I do have some more reviewed coming up soon. I know, I've been making promises, but I'm following through. I am. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you guys go out and buy your calendars for 2026. And if you are starting to study astrology, these are fantastic reference materials. Okay? And if you are starting to study astrology, I have been teaching astrology classes as of late. It's kind of a new venture for me, but you can always hit me up at jennifer.metaphysicalroundtable@gmail.com, and I'll get you on the list if you're interested. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a great rest of your month or week, your day, whenever you're watching this. And until we see each other again, get out there and make your magic. Bye.